How you doing? What's up, everybody? Howdy, hello. Happy, miserable, rainy Monday, at least where I'm at. Hopefully where you're at, I can't speak, it's nice and sunny. It's also been in the 40s today, which is like a double whammy. I know 40s isn't like super cold, but you just add that to rain, and we've had rain upon rain upon rain, and then beautiful snow that lasted like a few hours, and then more rain. So schools were out today. We got called out for floods. Yay. Okay. Primer comes in one of these, right? So I've got a couple of bundles, and there are other options, okay? These are just a couple of the bundle options I have listed above. So as you guys are hopping on, give yourself a shout out, say hello. So this comes in one of the bundles, so I'm going to use this instead of the hydrating primer. Now, if you grab that beauty box first, you're going to get a hydrating primer. And I might just need a smidge more. Don't want to overuse it because you don't want the makeup sliding off your face. So you do want to even out the texture so the makeup applies more evenly, more smoothly. And it prevents any of the breakdown in your makeup from any natural oils you may produce. So, but if you're super oily, I would probably use the setting spray instead of the primer. So we're going to put that aside. Next, we're going to go for our mature skin routine. BB. I can match you. If I only had to pick one for me, I would pick Bisque. But I still kind of like mixing these guys together a little bit. Just because it's fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm in denial about my winter color. Who knows? So anyway, we're going to take the Kabuki brush, which you still get in your beauty box. Pretty fantastic. I'm going to put my hair back, and I put the two colors here. I'm going to blend them together. If you have particularly dry skin, if you have mature skin, this is a great routine because it's a tinted moisturizer. It's a beauty balm. So it's a little bit thicker than moisturizer. If you just want to wear this by itself and thicken the coverage, then I recommend adding it to a concealer that matches your skin color. You know, a lot of times with concealer, we choose one a couple of shades lighter to use under our eyes to highlight and whatnot. But when you're using it to thicken your BB or do touch-ups on your face, if you've got some spot treatment to do, then you're going to get a concealer in the same color. So one of these bundles, or the bigger bundle, definitely comes with a concealer. So there's your choice. You can either conceal, highlight, or use it with your BB and then get something to contour with instead of another foundation. But you will get a coupon with that bigger bundle, and you could turn around and get whatever you're missing, like a brow product or something along those lines. All right, so I'm just using that Kabuki to blend. And I don't use as much when I'm layering with the loose powder. So I included the BB in the bigger bundle and the loose powder as well. In the smaller bundle, I just put the loose powder. You have more foundation options in the smaller bundle than you do in that Ready Set Prep bundle. So in the link below that I have pinned, I've got a shopping cart with everything I use, but it's in my colors. So if you're interested, then I need to color match you. So drop color match or send me a message to my business page so I'll see it, and I can color match you so that you'll know what to order. And so I'm taking the loose powder, and normally I stipple it on with a denser brush when I'm using it by itself. But because I'm just building with a couple of products, it doesn't take as much. And I'm not just smearing it and swirling it around. I'm kind of stippling it on and at the same time buffing it just a little bit. And this is really flawless, and it's not going to crease. Now, you notice I didn't use concealer. If you're going to do a powder finish, then you've got to do your liquids or creams first underneath. So if you were going to wear the liquid concealer, then you would have wanted to have applied that first. But I'm just going to use the setting powder because we're just going quick. And I'm going to use that. to brighten my under eye. And I think that'll be plenty. If you struggle with more of an issue of dark circles, then I would definitely use the concealer in a lighter shade first. Again, I will help you match all that stuff. Your base shade, your highlight shade / concealer, and your contour shade. Or if you don't want a pressed powder in contour and you just want like a bronzer, then you could use your cash credit to go back and get the bronzer. Now, optimal, what I would recommend is that you get your beauty box first, because that's going to earn you 20% from thereafter. And I had a couple of kidnappers join last month. I love kidnappers. You don't have to sell the product. There's no catches, no subscriptions, no auto ships, no fees, no hidden anything. You get a website for free that you do not get charged for. I work another business and I get charged for my website twice a year. This one is completely free, which is pretty amazing in and of itself. And if you don't, purchase like $125 worth of product in 3 months, that's a long time. It's very generous. Then there's no penalty. You just go inactive and you have 3 more months to reactivate yourself. And if you don't purchase, an amount of product in that amount of time, then 3 months after that, you could technically repurchase a kit and sign up as a shared public. All right. As a consultant or whatever. So they're calling it a beauty box. So presenter kit, beauty box, those are synonymous. They are the same thing. All right. So I'm going to take what's left in the lid and I'm just going to put it over my potentially oily areas, because I really just want to set everything there. Keep that shine away. Unlike today, we have lots of rain today. It is still just pouring, and I have to go to Bible study tonight. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like getting out after I've come home and finished charts and done this and cooked dinner. And well, the kids didn't have school, so we didn't have homework to fuss with. All right, I still have some brows left, but I'm going to take my my Moodstruck Precision Brow Liner in the shade Medium. And you've got a spoolie brush on one end and then your self-sharpening pencil on the other end. And I removed my makeup, so I just need to touch these guys up.
Your Instapot is beeping.
It's done. It'll just convert to warm.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Will you have Maya look at the chicken, though, when the oven goes off to see if the foil needs to be taken off and it needs to be cooked for like another 5 or 6 minutes to get the top done? I got dinner in the oven. I don't know if y'all caught the prep I did yesterday. We only had one repeat. I've had demands for that buffalo chicken wrap. Goodness. But it's pretty darn yummy, so I didn't mind repeating that one again. And it took me till almost midnight to get that to post because the memory on my phone is eaten up and I had to offload apps. And then the app I'm using didn't like the form of download, like the quality, I had to step it down to 1080 instead of 4D quality or whatever, which is fine. I just don't want it grainy or blurry, I just feel like it's not worth it. I'm going to make a video and it's yucky quality. So anyway, I'm trying to hold out till September when the 12s come out to get another phone. But with my memory the way it is, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's not cloud storage, it's actual memory in the phone. Yikes. All right, so when you're done, just sort of blend all that out. Real subtle, really natural brow look, not too dramatic because we're not going for super duper drama today. For those of you hopping on, shout yourself out. Check in with that bubble button down below. Let me know that you're here. I won't say a word. All right, so of course, the liquid shadows are on special. Oh, wait, I need contour. I'll show you another option. How about this? I hadn't tried our sculpting trio. And so how about we just sort of try that so you guys can see what that looks like. And it even has pictures here that shows you placement of your highlight. Pretty fantastic. I got the medium one. All right. And I kind of like it. It's very subtle. So if you're just wanting a subtle contour and highlight, then boom, the Sculpting Trio is your jam. I had White Cash, so I thought, why not try it? It's free. If you grab the beauty box, you're going to get $25 in Y Cash till the end of this month. They extended the Y Cash credit. So that's pretty exciting. So for those of you thinking about it, go ahead and try it. And then you get 20%, like I said, after that. 20% back. And then you can just gradually collect your products. And then with these bundles, I forgot to plug my phone in as usual. Battery is low. But the bigger bundle is a cash credit, and you want to email or you want to message me on this page so I can give you a rewards link. So I feel like this is very subtle, and you kind of have to put a lot of it on to really see it. I don't know, or maybe I'm just used to overdoing it. Subtle can be good, right? Just going to warm up the side of my nose, not really distinctly contouring it, although you could. I can show you. Just take the smaller end and just slide it down the nose all the way down the front there, because this is not a very dark, darkly pigmented contour. So I feel like you could do more with it in terms of just starting out and trying to figure out if you like contour or not. So you can see I've got a nice shadow, and that is the effect we're going for, because of course we apply foundation, we turn our face into one dimension, and this is just adding back dimension and whatnot into your face. Shadowing, camouflaging, magic tricks. I'll set that aside because we may use that to highlight with. We'll see. We'll try it. Why not? We've got the product there. It's got 3 things in it to use. Blush. All right, I put Sisterly in the cart link. So you get blush in the small package and in the large bundle. So in the small bundle, you choose between a lip exfoliator and a blush. And since you get a blush in the larger bundle, I stuck the lip exfoliator in one of them and a blush in the other. So you have, but if you want 2 blushes, you could totally do 2 blushes. No problemo. So when you guys click on that cart link, you can, you guys can adjust. You can add and remove what you want and don't want from that collection. All right, so just taking Sisterly, which is a very pretty kind of built-in highlight, pinkish gold. Of course, it doesn't really look gold on my face. Trying to get at a safe distance so the color of my shirt doesn't play. Glad you guys have hopped on to join me. I would be even more gladder if you would hit the like button to shoot some bubbles up. Helps me out. All right, so we got some blush. We're getting fancy by the minute. All right, so we're going to use Reverent. This is that champagne liquid shadow. Oh, goodness. All right, so I think I'm going to do this sort of all over. Thank you for the likes. You guys are awesome. Somebody just decided to have mercy on me to make me stop complaining. All right. See how easy we just paint it on. We use our finger. I think I went a little heavy. So I am going to take a brush, and this is just the fluffy crease brush. Honest to goodness, though, I could have just left it alone. So, all right, we're going to go over here, too. We're going to do the same thing. And I'm just sort of laying out the landmarks there. All right, mostly going to cover our lid with that. So what I like about these, especially Reverent, is very dimensional, and you can build on these. So we could easily blend this out, and then we could build upon the same color with the same color, essentially, and we can make an outer corner there to give some depth, because I feel like with mature eyes, I can't just get away with like one shade. I have to add some dimension, or you can really see how that lid is sort of lagging there. So I really like to use darker color. So we're going to go with a matte brown in Overt. Super pretty color. And I think what I'm going to do is take the angled shadow sponge brush. You know me, one of my favorites. And I'm just going to take it on the applicator tip there. And then we're going to create that outer corner there and sort of add a little bit of depth and dimension into the transition here. Then we can take that same brush. If you don't want a harsh line. If you want to blend that into the Reverend color, you know, going in towards the corner. So I always like blend in this way. And I like to sort of blend the colors so you don't see where one stops and one starts. I don't know if you can get a pretty good idea with that. See how that just opens, lifts? I just can't go without some sort of dimension there in that outer corner. And I don't know that Reverend would build on itself enough for my mature eye. If you were younger, it certainly would. I see people do it all the time. Again, let's see if we got this even. And I'm just stamping it in place and then blending it in. If we mess up, the nice thing about these is if they're still wet, you're golden. You just wipe it off. Once it's dry, you'll probably have to use my concealer cleanup trick where I take the concealer and I don't know what my problem is here. I'm getting it and I may have to do that. We'll just see. I've told y'all I've got that astigmatism. I cannot see out of this eye quite as well as the other one from kind of looking at the side when there's lights, because it forms a glare and it makes it super difficult. Super duper difficult. All right. So again, just blending that in. And then I'm going to go back with the fluffy crease brush that has Reverend on it. The same one we used over here to blend. And then we're just going to soften that up and blend it in. And I think that looks pretty good now. Uh-oh,
My one, they asked what temperature.
For what?
The oven.
375. Does it need to cook longer?
I don't know.
Okay. Sassy pants coming in hot. Heaven forbid we inconvenience anybody here. Well, besides me, Mom always gets inconvenienced, doesn't she? Okay. I feel like we've got that blended in pretty well. That was Overt, a matte brown. If you have mature eyes, if you have oily eyes in particular. All right, let me just preface it with this. If you have regular, youthful, normal oil production eyes, this stuff's phenomenal. So a lot of times it doesn't work that way when you have mature skin, hooded eyelids, oily skin, whatever. These are the bomb. They don't crease. They stay in place. I absolutely love them. 2 thumbs up. All right, so I'm still going to tightline because, again, I want to add some definition to that lash line. And I've been doing some eyeshadow tutorials. And I hope repetition with different color choices is helpful. You guys will have to let me know. I did another one today, and I haven't posted it yet. I got to put it together. I'm going to do one on mascara, and then I'll probably do one on brows. Because I'm trying to make them brief, focused. You know, all the stuff. Okay. I think I did pretty good. Thickens that lash line up. I really like that. And then we're going to go in with our lash curler, because mine are stubborn, but most of you, if you have easy to curl eyelashes that hold curl really well, then our mascara tends to make them curl and you won't need this step. But if yours are kind of straight out and stubborn like mine, then you're probably going to still need to curl first. But especially when you're using that primer first, I swear that primer it does help them hold the curl. Okay, so this is just a very neutral, basic brown. Now, you could easily take this from a day look to a night look and add some color to it. I would probably add some purple to it or pink or something like that. Gosh, you could do green. You could do whatever. Scratch that. Just do whatever makes you happy, right? All right, coat, separate those lashes with the primer. I've got some rogue lashes on that upper side, just on this right side, so you can see the white. And then we're going to take 40, because that's my favorite. But if you're just playing it down for the day, just use the regular Epic. That would be fine too. You could skip the primer because you're wanting to be quick and out the door. So skip the primer, throw on some Epic. Boom. All right. Just taking my time to start at the base and then shimmy and roll it up and just add some volume and length to the lashes because these have the wet fibers. They're not dry like the old 3D that we had. So a lot of people got fallout with the dry fibers, and I'm getting it everywhere. And so they're hesitant to try this, but it's not the same product whatsoever. They're little Y-shaped nylon fibers that are mixed in with the Epic formula. And that's why we kind of use the technique that we use is so that we get them evenly distributed. And you could even take a lash comb if you weren't happy. Every once in a great while I have to do that, but... All right, we're going to go here and we're going to do the same thing. I don't have to baby this left side as much, I feel like. So if there's anything you guys want to see, like short pre-recorded video-wise, if it's on contour, if it's on... I told you I was going to do eyelashes next. And at some point, I'll do a brow one. So just taking that primer, coating these, separating them, and some people like to let the primer dry all the way. On the upper lashes, I like to have them tacky and pliable because mine are so stubborn. The lower ones, I want them pointed down, so I don't care if those are dry or not. I just want them pointing down. And if you clean the tip of the 40 applicator off, you're not going to deal with clumping issues. It's when there's excess product, and sometimes I get to talking and forget to wipe it off. And as I apply it, I'm like, oh, yep, there's extra product. So start at the bottom, wiggle, wiggle, roll, zigzag. And I don't know about you guys, but holy cannoli. And then we're going to go down here. And some people like to leave the lower lashes undone. And that's, again, just personal preference. Some people just really like that. All right. So I'm trying not to add anything extra that's not in the bundles. But if you grabbed this with your credit, then perhaps we could highlight with that. But you know me. I would get the finishing powder with my extra. That's what I would get. Or just as an add-on, really. For sure. And then I like to set. So you have a choice between the setting spray and the setting powder. I put the setting powder in this one, but you could swap it out for setting spray. And people with oily skin, they really need both. So, all right. So this is just the highlight we're taking here in the typical areas. You could do here, you could do here, anywhere the light naturally reflects and catches. And so this is pretty cool, this sculpting trio, because it shows you placement, okay? So we just did the highlight. And, oh yeah, the brow bone. And then it's got like a powder concealer sort of thing in the middle, that lighter shade that shows you could highlight with that everywhere you would use concealer. So that's an option there too. We're just going to do pouty lip liner. And the pouty, for whatever reason, it stays really long. Really long time. And I'm going to do a gloss, which I selected. Lunar Lip Gloss in the Lucrative Lip Gloss collection. That's why I kind of colored in the lip a little bit more with the liner. I think I still have purple on here or something. Whatever I used last that I topped. Neutral lip, neutral eye. One other tip to open those eyes up is to take your white eyeliner. And we're just going to throw it in. And good timing, my battery's about to die. And open up those eyes. Extend the whites of the eyes. It's all about a more youthful appearance. I have crazy hair today because of the rain. So, I hope you enjoyed that. We tried to kind of keep it fairly simple for everybody and stay within the boundaries of the bundles. But you know me, I always have to kind of veer out a little bit. Always with finishing powder. For sure. And you notice I didn't use any eye primer because these don't need it. I'm just telling you. So if you're interested in anything in the bundles, the beauty box color matching, drop it below. Don't forget to spread this video from my page to yours. Lower left hand corner, hit the share button. Anything else? I think that's it. I hope you guys don't drown, float away. We may all have to build an ark and get on it here before too long where I live because it's been really bad. But have a blessed evening. Hope to see you guys tomorrow.